Welcome to our video on using gerunds as the objects of prepositions. In this video, we will explore various phrases and examples that demonstrate the use of gerunds in different contexts. Let's start by understanding what a gerund is. A gerund is a verb form that functions as a noun and ends in ing. It is used to express an action or state of being. In our first scene, we will focus on the phrase, be afraid of doing it. For example, my kids are afraid of being alone. Here, the gerund being is used as the object of the preposition of. Moving on to the next scene, we come across the phrase, be capable of doing it. An example would be, you're capable of doing better work. In this specific case, doing better work acts as the object of the preposition of. In the upcoming scene, we encounter the phrase, be guilty of doing it. Consider the example, he was guilty of lying to the judge. Next, we introduce the phrase, be proud of doing it. A sample sentence could be, she was proud of knowing the answer. Moving forward, consider the phrase, instead of doing it. An example of this could be, the police are focusing on the woman's account rather than considering the teenager's version of the story. In the next scene, we have the phrase, take advantage of doing it. An example would be, you should take advantage of working with so many experts here. Next, we have the phrase, take care of doing it. For instance, she took care of filling out the paperwork. Here, filling is used in the phrase. Moving on, we have the phrase, be tired of from doing it. An example would be, I'm tired of cleaning up after you. In the next scene, we have the phrase, count on doing it. For instance, sorry, I'm late. I didn't count on being held up in the traffic. Next, we have the phrase, insist on doing it. An example would be, Donna insists on taking the stairs instead of the elevator to the top floor. Next up, we have the phrase, be accustomed to doing it, signifying familiarity. An example could be, she is accustomed to working hard. In the next scene, we have the phrase, in addition to doing it. An example would be, in addition to working full-time, he's going to night school. Next, we have the phrase, be committed to doing it. For example, are you committed to doing whatever it takes to be successful at this company? The term doing is used in the context of this phrase. Proceeding further, we come across the phrase, be devoted to doing it. For instance, they are devoted to helping the poor. In the next scene, we have the phrase, look forward to doing it. For example, they have been looking forward to being above the clouds. Next, we have the phrase, object to doing it, which means to oppose. An example would be, would you object to my leaving early today? Next up, we have the phrase, be opposed to doing it. Let's take an example. He is opposed to going to war. Lastly, we have the phrase, be used to doing it, which signifies being accustomed to something. An example would be, Larry isn't used to wearing a suit and tie every day. That concludes our video on using gerunds as the objects of prepositions. We hope you found this information helpful in understanding how to use gerunds in different contexts. Thank you for watching.